Hello. Hi, friends.
Hi, how are you?
How's everyone? How are you doing? How's
Doing well.
21st of January? How's the new year been treating you so far?
It has been really nice. It's been a slow ramp up to start the year, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's been good.
Nice. Mine has been good personally wise. I don't know how to say that, but just non-work wise. Work wise has been a shit show, but that's fine. I feel like quite a few people have had that experience come
Yeah.
January. So, yeah.
It's so hard to come back after winter break and I said this to you earlier, but you come off of the new year thinking about all your personal priorities and things that I personally want to get done this year, all the
Yeah.
projects I want to do, the priorities I have, and the changes I want to make. And then you're confronted with the 9 to 5 again. And you're like,
And then you're
oh,
like, I don't have the energy for this.
nope.
That's exactly what's been happening for me. I had so many plans. I have like several videos that I filmed, and then like I've not been able to edit anything. I've not even been able to write anything for the past couple of weeks. I've just not done much of
You're
anything at all.
finally hitting your hibernation stage, and that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I realized that I straight dived into, hi, how are you? And I haven't even said, welcome, people. This is another Lazy Gang stream. We're not used to doing these that often because we are pretty inconsistent. And therefore, every time I host another one of these, I'm like, how do I do this again? So that'll be a common reoccurrence. Um, if you don't know me, I'm Malin. You're on my channel. As you can see, I am trying to survive January. And my lovely co host is Anna. Do you want to introduce yourself very briefly?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm Anna Robbins. I'm a fantasy writer who sometimes makes videos. I finally posted a video last week, and I actually have another one half edited that I'm really hoping to post either tomorrow or Tuesday. So she's a 2 video a month girly for the month of January. Who knew?
Wow. That's impressive. That is very impressive.
Yep, we'll
Um,
probably never again. I'm sorry, but
and your first video was about like your goals, not just writing, but goals in general, which we're going to talk about a little bit as well in this stream. So hopefully
Mhm.
we can chat through how's it been going for everyone and whatever people have been doing for their goals for the New Year's. Let's say hi to some friends
Mhm.
first. There's a few hellos in the chat. Hello, Eva. How's it going? Hi, Lynn. Hi, Marta. Hello, Stig. He says, just had waffles for lunch and I'm reading the psychology workbook for writers for dessert. Yes, I'm going to talk about that
Ooh.
with Stig at some point.
Oh, is this going to be your
It's
next
so,
craft chat?
yes, it's so thin, which is nice because then I'm not scared of it. But the problem is that because I'm not scared of it, I haven't started it yet. So,
That's great because I feel like a lot of the craft books I read, I do feel like this could have been a pamphlet.
yes, so
And
many of them have so much blah blah. It's like the same amount as people do in, those recipes on blogs where they told
oh
you
my
their
God.
life story before you get to the freaking
Yeah.
recipe and how it was like inspired by their grandma and this and that. And you're just like, just get tell me
Yeah.
what the ingredients are.
I was just going to say, and 5 fun facts about my grandma. And you're like, how much flour?
She loves apples from the orchard, which is why we do this. Oh no, no, just tell me how to make the freaking pie.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much. Hi Flora, how's it going? Hello, Hazelnut Ramblings. How are you doing? Cynthia, hi, how are you?
Hello.
Grape, hello. And then Marta says, the new year decided to throw COVID at me. So now I'm
Oh,
pressing, but hopefully it'll get better now. Yes, hopefully that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that it goes quite fast and that it's not too bad for too long.
take zinc. It helps.
Yeah. Hi Katie, how's it going? And a wild Michael showed up. Hello, how are
Hello.
you? To be fair, Melanie absolutely killed Q4 last year, so hibernate away.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about not having been doing any writing, to be
Good.
honest. it's
Good.
not like I'm like, oh my God, I feel guilty every single day because I'm not writing any words. It's more so like, oh, I think I needed a break anyway. So I've sort of stopped. And yeah, I'm not
Good.
feeling like awful about it. So that's okay.
Good.
2.5 videos in the same month. Amazing. Yes.
Yeah. It's
Exactly.
it helps that they're the second one is a bullet journal setup, so I do have the pressure of like I do kind of need to get it out this month or it's irrelevant, so that helps.
Fair. Although I feel like some people sometimes do it a little bit later, so it's fine. You can still do that. Yes, we are live. Hi again. Do you guys want a poem? I'd need a prompt word first.
I want
Oh,
one. First one of the year.
um,
Hmm.
resolutions
Mm. Hmm.
or resolving, because I feel like like just resolution. The overall meaning of the word resolution. It doesn't have to be that word specifically.
Ooh, as in like a story resolution.
Yeah, like how, because the origin of the word is more like you're resolving yourself to do stuff. So I feel like
Yeah.
that original meaning I quite like.
Ooh.
Recipes are interesting when it comes to copyright. I think that's why a lot of online recipe blogs and articles are, oh, I did
Hmm.
not know that. Interesting.
I
Okay.
always thought it was like just trying to make your stay on their page as long as possible for
Yeah.
average.
Yeah.
The longer you scroll.
I just always skip anyway. Oop, skipped. Sorry. Yeah, this one is very skinalicious. Yes, I like that word. But it's so condensed, it's hard to have an opinion on it so far. Okay, fair.
Hmm.
Yeah, it might end up being one of those where we don't really have much to say about if it's that short. Okay,
Interesting.
interesting. So many typos. I mean, I still understood what you were saying, so that's all that matters, really.
It's all good.
Um, a bit of pet peeve of mine introductions that is because the book before you've read it, as in,
Oh, as in like books that have an introduction.
oh, that talk about like what you're about to read before you've read the book. Yes,
Mhm.
I had that in the first book I read this year was Do Android's Dream of Electric Sheep,
I
the
love that cover.
sci-fi classic by Philip K. Dick, which is Blade Runner, basically.
Mm.
So in the very first like prologue, which was written much later than the book itself, because the book was written, I think, in 68. And so the prologue is sort of talking about the fact that it's basically Blade Runner and stuff that happens in it. And I was just like, yeah, but I just
Mm.
want to, I mean, I don't want to read this before.
Don't
Just
spoil it.
literally. So yeah, exactly. Doing good. I'm gonna read The Prince of Tirana by Haley Turner for a couple hours. Very nice.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. You guys feel free to use the sprints to do whatever you want. I don't think I'm gonna be writing. I think they're gonna be productivity sprints for me in general. But they don't have to be about writing. Obviously, you can read, do stuff in the house, whatever you want to do. My January has been turd so far. I had all
Oh.
these dreams and hopes and wishes, but boy, am I the clown in this play I call life. Fair enough. I feel you. I feel that.
We can start over again on February 1st, on
Yes.
March 1st. Don't worry.
Yes, resolutions. Yeah, that's what I meant. I like introductions though. I'm reading, I don't know what PNP is.
Pride and
What?
Prejudice?
Oh, maybe, yes. And every one of her
Oh,
books.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see it, Osten. Okay, yeah. Contextual introductions, then it's like I'm being educated and get to read snarky Osten prose at the same time. Okay, yeah, I can see. Yeah, and to be fair, I think the only book I have that had that is this one because it's also a classic. So I
Yeah.
feel like that happens more in classics. But yes. Emoji start over today.
Sometimes we clown on life, and sometimes life clowns on us.
Yes. We can start over on January the 21st, and that's, I guess, sort of what I'm doing, which is
Mhm.
why I have um, prepared this lovely banner 2 seconds before the stream, people. Very on point, very on brand with the Lazy Gang vibes.
I
To
just
have the,
woke up. We're fine. We're
yeah,
good.
exactly. So I feel like Needed a sip of coffee, sorry. I feel like last time we were having a Lazy Gang gathering, it was to talk about New Year's resolutions and what we were planning to do in
Mhm.
2024, especially in terms of writing.
Yes.
So I feel like this time around, we're sort of wondering, does it feel like this new year, you've got to rebrand yourself, be a brand new person? I kind of have this feeling. And so I guess that's also why I wanted to ask the question to others. What does it mean, new you? Does it mean like new projects if you're writing or other, activity that you're doing? Does it mean, I mean, Anna and I have been discussing fashion recently, and
Quite a lot.
I feel like I need to find my own brand, regardless of whether it's about fashion or other things, just in general.
Yeah.
So that's one of the examples. While you guys have a little think about that, Shall I start us on our first sprint?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I've got a long one planned. I hope that's okay for people.
Yeah.
I'm going to put us on a 45 minutes sprint, present. I have forgotten how to do everything. Share screen, that's correct. There we go. There we go. Is this working?
Stunning.
Yeah, I love this one by Laura. And Laura's in the chat as well.
Oh my
Hello. About to
god.
go out to High Park to do the trail, going to take photos for the digital and physical postcards for the walking channel challenge I'm hosting. So far, 9 people have signed
Wow.
up. Amazing.
That's so
Nice.
cool, Laura.
Very cool. Cool. I will leave the rest of the comments for now and get back to you guys after this 45 minutes sprint. I'm going to be camera off because I'm going upstairs to look at my wardrobe, because that's what I'm doing, is getting rid of a bunch of clothes. So
Amazing.
I'll see you guys in 45 minutes.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hello.
I forgot about the sound at the end. I was like, oh,
Good.
nice. That was a good 45 minutes. How was it for you?
It went by really quickly,
Yeah.
but good. I edited a whole chapter, so I'm very happy about that.
Nice. That's a good job. And I have finished doing all of my sweaters. So, considering that's probably the category of clothing that I own the most of, I feel pretty happy.
Yeah, it feels like every time I get rid of a sweater, I remember three more that I have in storage
Yeah.
or in a box somewhere.
I think one of my main issue is like a lot of the time they end up with a lot of, you know, the little balls you've got on your clothes when they're a little bit older.
Yeah,
And then I don't really want to wear it, but then I'm just like, I already own a sweater that looks like this, and I'm just not wearing it. And so, yeah, so maybe it's good for me. I have like one
yeah,
of these, I have a thing like this
exactly.
to, you know,
Yeah,
take off the little thing. And I need to probably take the time to do that
just
and
go
just,
through and
yeah,
get the
refresh. Refreshed, exactly. Nice. I think we have quite a few people who have answered our question. So
Mm,
should we just because I've tried to stay in the right spot in the comments and I haven't scrolled down. So maybe we'll just go from the top, which
sure.
I believe um the last comment I was on was Marta asking if we could just refresh ourselves on January the 21st, which yes.
Absolutely.
And then Laura came and I believe I said hi on another comment. And then the first comment back was Steve saying, New Year, same old me, which fair, fair enough, which is a problem. I don't know about that because if you're happy with yourself, then that is not a problem. Um, and I feel like I felt more like that last year. Well, this year I feel like
Yeah.
I want the new me. Yeah. Marta said, I mean, the fact that it took you 2 seconds to type these 4 words is already an achievement. So there's that. Oh, because I was typing the question.
Oh, yeah.
New year, new you? Question mark. Thank you, thank you. New year, new habits for me. Yes,
Mhm.
I see a lot of that. I feel like a lot of people tend to be like, I want to create more healthy habits around New Year.
Yeah.
Um, which is funny because my mom is going to this gym like membership club thing back home, and she was saying like, "Oh my god, it's so busy right now." I was like, "This is January, don't worry."
Give it 30.
Literally, like all the people are gonna drop out in February. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Um, and then Laura, I think I read that comment. So that's really cool, and I guess that's also part of the New Year stuff is this walking challenge. That's really good,
Mhm.
Michael. So New Year near you? Is that what I typed? That's not what I typed, right? No, okay, cool.
You're good. New
I
you.
was like, "Wait,
This feels
no
like
one told me."
you.
New facelifts. That's essentially what I'm trying to do. It's but with my wardrobe.
Yeah.
So, yes. You aren't who you were a year ago, like it or not. You won't be the
Mm.
same a year from now. New Year, New Me is about intentional change along the way. I like that. That's quite a
Yeah.
nice thought, to put it that way. Yeah,
Your
I can see
priorities
it.
are naturally going to change.
Yeah, and stuff happens along the year for sure. But I think maybe because we had lockdowns and everything and the pandemonium that happened,
Hmm.
for quite a few people, there was a moment of like a break in time. It's almost like
Yeah.
it just like time got sucked into a void and just did not happen. And I
Yeah.
feel like,
I'm still 27. I don't know what happened.
yeah, what happened? How did I turn into a 30 something?
Mm-mm.
And I feel like that's partially why 2024 feels like this is a new year and I feel it now. And therefore I
Yeah.
want to do things. While for a while I was sort of in a lull. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a new story ID last night. I plan on starting
Ooh.
my outline today. I can't wait. Nice.
Okay.
Amazing. Yes, I agree. Laura says the exercise bug bit me last weekend. I'm running with it. Yes. And I kind of feel like in January a lot of people are sort of buzzing around with new things they want to do and decide to achieve, and it sort of fuels it for other people as well, and you kind of feel
Yeah.
happy. And you go online and there's everyone, talking about their resolutions and what they're doing and everything, and you just feel that motivation, and it kind of needs an outlet. So yeah. High Park Woot. Nice. Martha says, I feel like I want to rebrand, start new projects, do new things, but the responsibilities that I'm carrying from last year are making that very difficult. Like, I feel
Mhm.
like I've got a driving license and have figured out the whole house hunting stuff. I should be prioritizing that. I wrote out some resolutions while I was on holidays, but now I'm back at work. They feel so far fetched and unattainable that I don't even want to look at them anymore. I understand that. I really understand
Mhm.
that. I think it's been a similar vibe for quite a few people, and I feel like work for many people has just sort of put a stop to all these good new resolutions and things you want to achieve and goals. I don't
Yeah.
even think of mine as resolutions. I think more of them as like goals and things I'd like to do. And it feels like January is a sucky time for it.
Yeah, it is. And I think,
Yeah.
we can reframe goals as well to be like things that I need to continue, and that's totally valid. And they don't have to be like brand new projects or brand new habits. It can be like,
True.
I want to continue doing this and have this year be the last year that I'm worrying about this.
Yeah. And I think when we were talking about goals last time and what we wanted to do in 2024, for me, in terms of my writing year, I feel like 2024 has to be a finishing year.
Hmm.
While 2023 was a starting year, there's so many projects I started that I want to finish and complete this year
Right.
around. So maybe that's part of it.
Hmm.
Katie says, this is the first year, maybe ever, that I don't feel like I need to embody New Year, New You, but I am trying to build more habits this year to be more balanced. Yeah, there's also a toxic aspect sometimes to the New Year, New You thing. And I can see how sometimes that's not healthy to carry on while, New Year, accepting who I am or like
Yeah.
going forward with who I am is maybe sometimes a healthier way of seeing it. I don't know.
Yeah. Because I think New Year, New You has like a very all or nothing kind of flavor to it that
Hmm.
probably doesn't really help for like long term change.
Yeah. But in general, you will always have the you that is you and then the you that you present to others, right? And I feel like very often New Year New You can be who I'm, what I'm projecting, what I'm showing myself as.
Mhm.
And when it's more about who I am inside, that's sort of like you need a balance between, healthy things and not things that become toxic productivity or like things that are harsh on yourself, things like that. Oh yeah, and I forgot there was one more part to Marta's message. Being sick for the past week is definitely making me a lot more pessimistic than usual.
Mhm.
I understand that. So really hoping I'll be able to look at my resolutions without feeling like an anxiety-riddled mess again soon. Yes, I
Don't
hope so.
worry, Marta. Like, time is a construct. You have all the time. Don't
Yeah,
feel rushed.
yeah. Hi Emma, how's it going? Some well wishes for Marta. Hello, how's it going? More hello from other people. Hi, Nina. What's
Hi.
up? And an answer as well. New year, new ways of trying to find how I can work with my ADHD. Um, V's against it
Versus?
versus. Okay, yes. I don't know why my brain just did
Yeah.
not compute that part of the message. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. That's also. But I feel like that doesn't mean new you, That's more
Hmm. New
how
understanding of you.
yes, exactly. That's a good way to put it. Laura says, yes, but I started some of the goals weeks early and just started some a week ago. My low by year is going well. I'm exercising, my writing is coming back, and I'm taking care of myself. That's amazing. You're doing so well.
Love
Um,
this.
Yes, massage, chiropractor, therapy, all of those good stuff to take care of yourself and feel better. So, yes,
Excellent.
nice. Spent that sprint working on my art homework for the class I'm taking. Nice. Not too happy with how it's going, but at least I forced myself to sit down and do it. So that's something. Nice. So are you taking a art class, like a hobby thing that you decided to do? So that's pretty cool. Uh,
Yeah, Marta and I were talking about this, how because one of my goals is to do Skillshare and
mm.
doing kind of a similar like online learning. I forget what it's called, Marta, but you're also taking like an online drawing course.
Oh, is it online? That's cool. Nice. Yes, that's motivating. Um, Zilla, hi, how are you? I came in slightly late, but I was stalking Query Tracker, ooh, and going through some line edits. Both
Exciting.
both very exciting stuff and very productive stuff. So nice, good job. Our poem's finished. Just need to take a break from it and then edit. Fair enough. Take your time.
Leave me in suspense.
Yes. 18 pages read of The Prince of Terranat. Nice, good job. Um, it just I don't know what correction that was to what, but you're fine. Don't worry. Oh my god! Over the holidays, I went to my mum's gym in December, and it was literally deserted. Went back 3 days later in January, and had to queue for half an hour to get in. Yes, because everyone goes in January. It's
A
a thing.
line to get into the gym. Oh my God. That would turn me right back around. Like,
I actually don't understand because I never want to exercise in winter. So, like, if anything, I would get the motivation in summer. I'd be like, I am now going to the gym in May, June, or something. I'd be like,
yeah.
yes, I feel the motivation then. That's dedication. The odds of me waiting in line to work out, yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
straight back out of there. Like, I'm not
Because
staying.
it's the getting there and the doing the thing that's hard. And once you're in the middle of it, whatever. But
Yes.
if that friction is even more increased,
Yeah, I never have the motivation to go places in order to do like a workout or anything like that. It's that part in itself is too hard, which
yeah.
is why at some point I was trying to exercise more at home. But then it turns out I just don't like exercising. So that was the problem to start with, so solve that issue.
Yeah.
I'm also 27. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
100, 2700.
27 plus.
Timeless. You are timeless, Michael. Yes, we had booked a fun dancing class or something to do together, so I still wanted to go. Yeah, fair enough. Didn't help that I got told back about a new deadline the first day back at work and ended up doing a bunch of overtime the first week back.
Hmm.
Yeah, it sounds like we're having similar um, back to school, even though it's back to
Yeah.
work type of vibes, and I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
liking those vibes. But I don't like the new year, new you mentality when it is seen as I can only change habits, etc., on the first day of the year and not a random Wednesday in May. Yeah, which is what I mean. We're talking about it on a random Sunday in January. It's just because it's in the mind of a lot of people. I think at the moment, and mostly for me, it had actually nothing to do initially with the new year. It had everything to do with trying to figure out who am I in terms of my clothes, and this is where it came from.
Yeah. I just need new energy.
Yes, exactly. I like that. New year, new energy.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one. New day, new you. Yes, yes. It's on schoolism. Okay, I've not heard of that. That's cool. I've been on that email list for literal years, but I always talk myself out of it because it's subscription based. I'm never sure I'll have enough time to actually use it.
Yeah.
Fair. I'm a new me with every month, season, and a few Mondays, in addition to the start of the year and my birthday. Fair. This was the gym in Spain. It was like 20 degrees outside. Okay, yeah. So New Year, new. Oh, okay, I get you. Okay, so the correction here was
Oh,
related
near you.
to New Year near you. Okay, God, that took me a minute. No, I didn't say 127. I said 2700, but at that point, same thing. Nice. What about you? Because I guess we didn't really answer the question ourselves. and I sort of went straight into the comments.
Yeah, I think, well, while we're on the topic, I think the main thing that I am actually taking like new year, new you to heart is with exercise. And
Mm.
um, I have so far in January turned over a new leaf, and I'm so excited about it because like every year, exercise is the thing that I want to fix about my routine. Um,
And I feel like, sorry, I'm about to put this into therapy mode, but do you not feel like saying the word fix sounds like quite negative about your past year, even though you probably were doing fine?
I really, to be honest, wasn't though.
Okay.
I really, really needed to have some form of exercise on a regular basis. Like
Mhm.
the baseline was very unhealthy.
Okay.
Um, and it's just, it really needed to change. And I've tried so many things to um, try and be more regular about it and
Yeah.
try to hit basically like they say you need like 75 minutes of cardio a week or whatever. Um, and so I've been trying like different things to try and see how I could do that without being like overly stressed about it. And
Yeah.
so I've come up with this, and I'm intertwining this with my new energy, new outfits, new wardrobe goal, and I'm combining them into one. This was
Yeah.
very inspired by Laura, actually, because Laura, you talked about, I think in one of your goals videos, like doing rewards. And I was like, oh, maybe that's the key to me actually exercising is having a carrot at the end of the stick. So if I
Yes.
hit my exercise goal every month, I get to buy a new piece of clothing.
I
So
like that. I like that a lot.
yeah, so I'm
I
combining.
I remember at some point I was trying to exercise more. That was pre-dog. Now that I have a dog, I don't need to anymore, if I'm
Yeah,
completely honest. I just walk so much.
yeah,
And that's sort of the type of exercise that I do enjoy, as opposed to actively like doing things like, going to gym classes and stuff like that, or
yeah,
spinning classes, or, like the climbing thing, whatever. I don't actually enjoy them, and so they never last. I never do them
yeah,
for long enough. While walking, I enjoy in general, whether with the dog or
yeah,
without the dog. So,
yeah.
but
I do a lot of, I've been really into the Fitness Marshall on YouTube, which
mm.
is like dance workouts.
Ooh,
And I just do them alone in my basement. And it's like half an hour, and I get so freaking sweaty.
oh, that sounds good though, because that sounds fun. So yeah,
It is. And for a long time, so the like real issue with me is that I had a lot of anxiety around exercise. And so it's been like several years of me very slowly getting over exercise anxiety.
yeah,
And um, that channel really helped because it's so goofy that I forget to be anxious and I'm just laughing.
good.
So yeah, that's like the one thing that's really actually hoping to change this year, and I hope it
Yeah,
sticks. Um,
nice.
Everything else is very much like business as usual. Keep trying to find time to be creative.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's a good one.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I feel like New Year, New Me is more about the meaning of finding myself this year rather than from January 1st becoming a different person. Like,
Mm,
it's not so much that meaning and trying to
yeah.
get into new habits or healthier stuff or whatever. It's more so, I feel like since the pandemic and maybe other stuff that has happened, I feel like coming into my 30s, I haven't really figured out my identity as a 30
Mm,
something woman. And I think there's
yeah.
probably a lot of social commentary we could say about this in terms of millennials and how that affected us, the
Hmm.
pandemic and the lockdowns and everything. Turning 30 during a lockdown, that was
Yeah.
tough, all of these things. And I sort of feel like, because we're also sort of a generation that is, you constantly see things online about, oh, all of my friends are at baby number 2, meanwhile I'm at glass of wine number 5, like those kind of jokes. But it is like a weird dichotomy of like our generation where
Yeah.
there's so many different ways of being a 30 something
Yeah.
compared to perhaps before.
Yeah.
um And I feel like to me in 2024, I'm hoping to find this new me or and figure out what this new me is rather
Yeah.
than decide I'm going to be this person, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be the person who does that, etc. Um,
Yeah.
so it's more about like almost a philosophical question, search of identity vibes.
I love it. No, I really relate to that because I feel like I enjoy this age 30 more than I've enjoyed
Mm.
any other age because
Yeah,
you finally have the reins of your life in your hands and you do have a little bit more of a steering ability. You have a little bit more of like a stable foundation and you kind
yeah,
of get to figure out like who do I want to be? What do I want to do?
yeah.
And yeah,
I also feel like society has a strange view of 30-year-old women, which makes it harder for us to figure
mhm,
out like who we are because there's so many commentary online of people saying like, "Oh, you don't look like you're 30 something," while people saying to Gen Z, "Oh, you look older than 20 something."
mhm,
And to me, it's no, 30 somethings look like 30 something. It's just that we've had this skewed view of people being, oh, over 30, you're old. No, it's really young. Being in your 30s is young.
yeah,
That's why we don't look old.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of searching, basically. That's
It's
probably
like self-discovery puberty number two.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's our midlife crisis ish, you know?
Honestly, yeah,
So I guess I had a secondary question after this one, which was sort of around this, idea of resolutions. And it's basically how are you doing based on what maybe your goals or resolutions, whatever you want to call them, were for 2024. It's 21 days into January. Some people have already started, some people have already given up, some people have rethought them completely. Sort of what is the vibe? I think I will again maybe leave that question to simmer while we go into another sprint, potentially, if
sure,
that works. Yeah.
yeah.
In which case, I need to prepare one because I did not. I'm trying to find 30 minutes sounds good, or a bit less or more.
um,
Yeah.
30's good.
30 is good. Very nice. Let me find. I'm going to use one of Jess's because that way I can also move it to the amount of time I need. There we go. And as usual, I'm going to take a second to share it and remember how to do things. There we go. Uh, Share screen. This one. I think this one is probably my favorite.
Yes, love this one.
It's just so pretty and aesthetic. So I'm
Yeah.
going to leave the question up over here. And if you guys want to have a think about question number 2, that I also wrote 5 minutes before the stream started. Uh, Meanwhile, I'll probably also be slightly off screen because I'm going to continue doing things in my wardrobe. And then I'll be back to do some writing. And not
Excellent.
non-fiction writing, just journaling type of writing.
Uh,
Nice. All right, let's get started and see you guys in 30 minutes.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we?
Good. How was that for you?
That was good. Rather than starting another chapter, you said you were going to journal, and I had a little light bulb that was like, oh, journaling was one of my goals. I should probably do that. So I journaled.
I love that. So did you manage to get some done in your journaling? Are you
I
happy with
did. I did an entry, and then I just answered some YouTube comments. So
it?
yeah, it
Nice.
was good.
Nice. I went upstairs and started the looking at the pieces that I wear the most and
Mm-hmm.
just because I was like, oh, I keep some of my clothes here and some of my clothes in the bedroom, so it's sort of a mix of everything. So I just basically gathered the stuff all together on the bed and just sort of took a
Mm-hmm.
picture so that I can just put the picture. I know that it's recommended when you do that exercise, which is for anyone who doesn't know because I have not said anything at all. I'm doing the exercise based on Alison Bornstein's book Wear It Well, where she's telling people how to sort of figure out their own personal identity, brand, style, and what they should be wearing to be true to themselves, I guess. And the first step is sort of like looking at what you do wear all the time and what you never wear out of the clothes that you
Mm,
own.
yeah.
And since I'm sort of like at the same time trying to declutter, I was like, this is the right timing to do this.
Yeah.
So I know that I think it's recommended to do this on paper, but I was like, no, I want to do it in Notion. I'm a Notion girly.
Of course. Another page? Let's do it.
Yeah. So I sort of started writing some notes and then took pictures. It's sort of journaling, but online on my Notion. So yeah,
Very
that's what I
cool.
was
So, what
doing.
have you learned so far from the book about what you think your style identity is? And is there anything
Um,
surprising about it so far? Or are you like, yeah, that checks
I
out?
think I guess I was worried everything I was gonna find in my closet that I wear constantly was just gonna be my um at home wear, like my lounge wear. But there is
Mhm.
actually some pieces I'm like, yeah, I wear this coat all the time. Whenever I go out, I wear this coat. Or
Right.
like there's a couple of pieces that I'm like, okay, I do wear this quite often.
Yeah.
I'd say a lot of what I wear are very much classics, basics, and just things that are sort of timeless pieces that are just very what
Hmm.
people would consider essentials to a capsule wardrobe type of vibes, like a
Yeah.
black t-shirt, a basic pair of jeans, like so sort of essential pieces and not much interest, if that makes sense. And I kind of feel like that's where the style and the personal stuff
Yeah.
comes
I'm in a very similar boat. Being a work from home girly, I feel
in.
like
Exactly.
I have no idea what I wear anymore.
And that's the thing is one of the things that prompted this exercise for me was the fact that I now have an office we go to on Mondays. And I was suddenly like, I got to wear clothes to meet people regularly. and just,
Yeah.
and
Oh
suddenly I was like,
God.
I don't like myself in any of the stuff that I'm wearing when I go. So it was sort of that prompted that. So yeah. Um, I was going to say, do you want to first maybe answer the question down
Hmm.
below before I go into the comments and see what people were up to and
Sure.
I've answered it?
Yeah, so far so good, I think. I actually went back and looked at my list, which is like from the video I just posted on Notion. And really the like two things that I have not worked on yet this month were the journaling, so thank you for that
Ah,
reminder, and fixing my morning routine slash like stop using my phone as an alarm clock. I have made zero progress with that. So but that is one that I desperately do want to fix.
yeah.
Because I'm always getting up at different times, and sometimes I have a very productive pre-work morning, and
Yeah.
other times, like I eat breakfast, I get dressed, and then I go and I log on to work.
I feel like I accidentally ended up doing this. I think I was more similar to you now before having a dog, where I would constantly wake up much later during the weekend and much earlier during the week, and it was sort of all skewed and weird, and just I never had a proper
Hmm.
bedtime or proper wake up time, and it was
Yeah.
just never consistent. And then obviously after getting Edgar, it sort of had to become, because we were like, we're doing a walk in the morning during the
Yeah.
week, and we don't want to do it too late or for it to take too much of our day, and then we come back and we have nothing left of the day or whatever. So we end up doing it at similar times as I would normally wake up, because I work from home. So I start work at 9. I don't get up very early. Like I get up at like 8:30. And
Hmm.
now I'm sort of doing a similar time during the weekend as well. And
Yeah.
it accidentally became a consistent thing. It was never meant to be, but
Yeah, dogs are very good about routine. They will remind you and they will tell you.
yeah, and I do feel like probably physically better. Like I feel less tired throughout the day because I have a more consistent bedtime. It's
Yeah.
not I'm not an early, like I don't go to bed early. I've never been that person, and I don't think I will ever be that person. But I am more able to stop myself from going to bed super late, like at
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
random
I
times.
think for me, it's like, where do I want that chunk of time? Either at the later night or in the early
Hmm.
morning. And when I stay up late, I'm not doing anything productive with that time.
Yeah.
Like I've already relaxed for 2 hours and then I'm up for 3 more hours doing BS. So it's like I know in the morning I will use that time well.
Okay. That's good.
um
So no, I wouldn't. Which is why I'm not trying to flip the thing and become one of the early risers people, because I know that when I know I have something coming up, I can't do anything before. Like if I
mhm.
know I'm going to be working at 9 and I wake up at 7, I could be using that time to do stuff that's productive, but instead I would probably just worry about, no, no,
Yeah.
no, I've got work at 9, therefore there's no point in me trying to do anything right now. And this is how my mind functions. It's not great, but that's probably why
I
I'm like, I prefer finishing everything I have to do, and then I can do the stuff I want to do,
That's
basically.
fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah. Um, in terms of my resolutions, I didn't really have any proper resolutions. Like I don't think I had anything that I was like, I'm gonna start doing this or doing that.
Mhm.
But I did have plans to write a bit more and read a bit more. And I'd say it's been halfway. So reading, I have actually been more consistent. So I've
Mm.
not finished as many books as I wanted to so far, but I have been reading consistently because I have a commute now on Mondays, and
Yeah.
I'm reading on the train,
Big
and
lifestyle change.
it's been good for that. So
Yeah.
that feels nice, and it feels like I've turned something negative, a long commute, into something positive, being able
Yeah.
to read. So I like having a regular time when I know each week I'm gonna have this much time to read. So
Yeah. Man, I'm probably romanticizing it quite a lot, but having time on a train once a week sounds really nice.
it's sort of, you can romanticize it in this specific instance. I normally would say, fuck no, commuting in London is horrendous.
Yeah.
But I do have a nice train trip because I have several options, and one of the options, my stop is a terminus. So I have the time to get on the train. There's not too many people yet. I get a nice seat and everything.
Yeah.
My old experiences with commuting were a lot more commuter rage and everything, and people being awful and being pressed in like sardines. And there's no point in trying to read because you're barely going to have one hand
Right.
to go to something and not fall, and just yeah. So I would say for once I'm actually happy with how it's worked out in terms of the commute. But yeah.
Good.
Shall we see the comments and how people have responded and how they've been
Mhm.
doing? I know that there was a comment about such a cool idea. I think this was in reference to your exercise routine stuff,
I
maybe?
hope so.
I
I had
think.
a good idea. That's great.
You could always just go for a walk or go up and down the stairs a few times. That's what I do. I love that.
Honestly, yeah, stairs are great for you. No
Yeah,
lie.
yeah. I'd rather do that and real stairs than the machine. Uh,
Oh God,
in the
yeah.
gym. No, I can't do that one.
Mhm.
Ironically, based on what I said before, my first instinct when answering this was actually to say that I don't want to rethink my resolutions. I'm currently 2 weeks behind, which is also how long I've been back at work for. But in general, I think I still set the bar low enough that I should be able to catch up once I feel a bit better. Yeah, you have to be kind to yourself, and If one of your friends were to be sick and have COVID and was like, I have been failing at my resolutions, you would tell that friend, you are fine. You
Yeah.
have take the
Chill
time,
out.
get better, focus on your health first, and then you can have a look at these things. So tell
Yeah.
yourself that same thing that you would a friend. Um, Katie says, I went down and got a coffee and blue, so I missed the chatty part, but I listened and oh my god, I could listen to you talk forever.
We're very chatty today and
Yeah.
hardly writing focused, so I hope that's okay.
Yeah, this is the thing is like I don't even think I've talked about writing. Like
I'm having a very, very slow writing year so far, but when I step
month.
back
You
and
can say
look at
month
it,
because
like the past 3 years, I have
yeah.
always been starting a new draft in January. And then in February is when I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Let's
Yeah.
go. And
Yeah.
January is like the rumble of the engine like starting. And then February I'm like, let's go. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna not be stressed about it and just assume that February me has got it.
I feel like my year always starts in February. I
Yeah.
know that sounds weird, but England gets very quiet in January. People don't want to do stuff. There's a thing called Blue Monday in January, which I might be wrong, but I think is the Monday where people are the most depressed because
Oh, yeah.
it's very dark and people hate being back at work and everything. And I think statistically, it's a bad Monday, basically, for most
Yeah.
people. Um, and just in general, people don't really want to hang out, do stuff. It gets dark early. It's sort of drizzly. It's not nice. I
Mm,
don't know.
yeah.
January sort of feels a lot of the time like it's a write off. And then February 2nd is my birthday. And suddenly I
Wow.
get fun stuff. I get gifts. People are suddenly like, let's hang out, let's celebrate your birthday. And I always feel like
Yeah.
my year starts in February. That's
Life
just
restarts again.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Marta was continuing to say, especially with the exercise and health side of the resolutions, though, I'm so pissed off that I got ill because I was really proud of how well it was going and how comfortable I was feeling in my
Mm,
body for the first time in ages. And then I spent a week in bed. I tried doing a light, easy workout yesterday, and I felt like I was going to die in the process. No, no. I'm so sad I have to start again. I don't know if it would be starting again because technically you've got the mental like willingness for it because you already had a good start, so you know that this is a break, and then when you're going to get back into it, it's you just taking up where you left it off.
yeah. Something I try to tell myself a lot, like with exercise specifically, is like if I fall off, it doesn't undo
Yeah,
anything that I did before. Like I still did that for myself and it still counts even if I like had a
it
blip. It
does.
doesn't undo anything.
I
Like yeah,
agree.
like fitness, changes as we change,
Because
but
also ask yourself, Marta, like, would you go back in time and not do this because you know that a week later you would get ill? You wouldn't. You would still do that. So you would still be proud of doing it and you would still be happy that you've done it. So
yeah, it's
I don't know.
normal.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
You are. You're doing great, sweetie. I feel like I need to say this to everyone. Katie, my resolutions are going okay? Question mark. I think question mark. It's hard to
I
tell because
I have it. I just remembered I literally have a keychain on my keyring that says you're doing great, sweetie.
oh, I thought you were gonna say you're doing great? Question mark.
Sorry,
um,
continue.
it's hard to tell because one of my main goals this year is to have more work-life balance. Cute laugh track. So January has been quite slow, but I've been keeping track of my habits, and so far I'm not perfect, but I'm working on them. And I don't think I'd be rethinking them because for the first time, I think I picked attainable goals, and that's been helpful in not giving up. Yes,
Yes.
hallelujah, praise it. This is exactly like that's the whole idea behind don't break promises to yourself. It's the whole concept of tell yourself you're going to do something that you know you can do and you will very much likely do. Therefore, you'll be like, I've kept my promises to myself and you can make more. And it's easier
Mhm.
because you know you can trust yourself about keeping those promises. Well, if you set up unattainable goal, unrealistic goals, you give up and then you're constantly like, well, what does it matter? I won't do it. So, yes. I
Mhm.
Um, hello, Poinsettia.
Ooh,
Poinsettia.
pretty.
I like the name. I do not know if I pronounced it right, but I might just call you Scarlett because that's easier. My resolution was to outline for a story that I've been planning since last year, and it's going well. I just finished outlining today. Now I just have to write the story.
Wow, one resolution already down.
Amazing! You're killing it. You're doing so well. Oh, Michael got the poem out. I hope I read this. Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Resolutions. Here in the mountains bleak, I have built a wall in a howling pass of grey, like a rugged hall. A wall of rocks big and small to keep away my past. It haunts and hunts me in these hills, and it can move fast. But here the wind will blow always, for bearings to be gone. Everything is grey and bleak. Which side am I on? Ooh,
Ooh.
I loved that, Michael. I loved that a lot.
I feel like this is the prologue to like
Yes,
a stunning fantasy.
this is the prologue to our stories. I like that. That was very
Wow.
atmospheric. I think
Yeah.
all of this thing about hills and wind and everything felt very like I sort of picture Scottish landscape with fog sort of rising up,
Yeah.
you
Very
know?
very vibes also.
Yeah, it's giving me Highlands. It's giving me Highlands.
Yeah.
Lynn says, I didn't really make any resolutions, but I do have a reading goal to reread as many favorite books as I can. That's a cool goal.
I love this.
So far, so good. I have already caved once, though, and read a new book. Oops. Which is so funny because normally that's people's main goals is to read new books. So I kind of love that for you. That's the fail.
Yeah.
Marta, I finished my art homework. Nice. Good job. Hazelnut says 15 more pages read. Good job. Katie says, I'm working on rewriting a chapter and played with Blueberry. Very
Oh.
nice. Very cute. Working on a poem and it's going well. I've not written in a couple days and I didn't know where the story is going, but now the words are flowing again. Nice.
Yay.
That's always really nice. A nice feeling. I can't speak anymore. Zainab, hi. How are you? Marta says, shifting from working from home to working from the office also made me realize I have no decent clothes. Literally, yes. Coming to this conversation, this is exactly what we've been talking about. Have I gone through any steps to fix that? No, but I probably should at some point. So if you're interested, Hudson basically gave us this reference to this girl online. You can find her on Instagram, on TikTok, and she has a book out called Wear It Well. And her name is Alison Bornstein. Bornstein? I'm not entirely sure if
One
I'm
of
saying
those.
and she talks through a method called the 3 words method. And it's sort of like figuring out what 3 words describe your style. And there's like a whole wheel with the different words. I think it's quite fun to watch her TikToks and her Instagram because she talks through examples of real celebrity cases. So she goes through like, or even fictional characters. I think in TikTok I was watching last night, she does Emily in Paris and she does Carrie Bradshaw. And she's like Emily in Paris style. I think she said playful, 60s, and something else. I
Yeah.
can't remember. And these are like the words that sort of represent her style. It's fun because the way she talks about it doesn't feel too prescriptive. It's very much figure out what you want to do, what you already wear, and what you aspire to, and use it as a guide when you're buying clothes, when you're putting outfits together, etc. And I think basically I want to get excited about getting dressed again. So,
Yeah.
and I'm so sorry that I keep talking about clothes instead of writing, even though this is a writing stream.
We're gonna rename the stream like the wardrobe stream or something like that.
Yeah,
But I'm here for it.
the fashion
It's
stream.
been on my mind. It really has.
Yeah, same. Oh my god, I'm the same, Malin. If I have an appointment in the afternoon, I'm getting nothing done. Yeah, exactly. Which is why I always try to hang out with my friends for brunch because then I'm like, then I have the afternoon after to do whatever. Michael says, I always love riding in an almost empty train car. Yeah, that's not quite it. It's not almost empty, the one in my commute, but I do enjoy that if I can. It's just very rare for it to happen in the UK. Marta says it was rewarding yourself for
Yeah,
workouts by buying clothes. Oh yes, that is a really good idea
we'll
actually.
see. I'll update you on what I pick out. I've got 5 more workouts to do before the end of January, and I think I can do that. So
Nice, nice.
we'll see.
A little heart. Um, Flora says that was so moody. Agreed. That was very moody. Yes, so atmospheric and lovely.
Mm.
I love in particular to keep away my past. It haunts and hunts me
Mm.
as hills, and it can move fast. Yes, I really like that. Nina said, all of my resolutions are more vague, like write for myself, find my style. I like that because that feels a bit more in the same vein as what we were talking about like finding your identity and just sort of philosophical questions. And
Yeah.
it's not so much a prescriptive, like write 500 words every day. It's more find, your own self during writing. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I like little thank yous. And then Lynn says, hi, I know everyone is usually focused on their TBR, but I got sick of reading mediocre books. There's shade in this comment. I love it. So I decided to make a your favorites readathon. It's been fun to see other people's fave books. That's a
Yeah.
cool idea. I like that. Um, I'll look into it. I don't remember what that was about, but nice. Nice.
Nice.
Close. Um, and then Marta said, so far it hasn't bothered me too much because I was the only woman in the office and the men just wear jeans and sweater every day. But now we have a female secretary and she dresses so much better than me and it started doing me feel self-conscious. I kind of love that is what started, that prompted it. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I work with 6 other people. It's not that many. It's a small
Mm.
office, and no one would care if I didn't dress well. This is very much for me. This feels very much like something for myself that I want to do. Like I could come in the office in sweatpants, no one would bat an eyelash because we're creatives, it's designers, and they don't care unless I
Yeah.
have a client meeting. Otherwise, no one cares. It's just for me. So yeah.
I'm
Um.
so excited for you. Do you want to plug your fashion
Oh,
Instagram
I mean, I
for
don't.
anyone who wants to follow Malin's evolution this year?
I don't want to call it a fashion Instagram because I feel like it's not there yet. But
It's there.
I
It's
want to
there.
be fashion Instagram is probably more like it. Or I was thinking about that. I want to call it a reversed influencer Instagram. Because I decided to start it because I was trying to get inspired and therefore to get influenced by other
Hmm.
people's Instagrams. And so I wanted a clean feed as well, where we solely focused
Yeah.
on fashion on that one. That
Yeah.
way, when I swap accounts on Instagram, I don't have all of these fashion things on my main one. Um, that was sort of
That's
the
smart.
goal. So if you're looking me up, it's Malin's Looks. I think that's what I called it. I have to find it.
It's influencing me, I have to say.
Is it? Is that it? I'm trying to find it so I can just. There we go.
Yeah.
I'll just share it here. If you guys want to follow me, I don't have many people following me yet. There we go. And thank you so much. Absolutely obsessed with your fashion Instagram. It's so good.
Yeah. Also, like a good reminder that Malin has legs, which is so funny to me sometimes when I forget that like all my internet friends aren't just like
We're not
looking.
just this. We
Yeah.
do have legs.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, it's basically I started it as a sort of I was scrolling down a lot to try and find inspiration. And then I was like, well, I kind of feel like a lot of the time on the internet, I've put something forward to hold myself accountable when it comes to writing and then when it comes to reading. That's sort of when I started my YouTube channel and
Hmm.
then, decided to get more online because I was like, if I'm online and I'm saying I'm going to do this, I'm going to
Yeah.
feel like I have to do this.
And then
And
do
I decided to do the same thing for fashion and outfits and stuff and
I
just
love that.
and Marta says, "Oh, no one in the office cares what I look like. It's more of a why can't I also look pretty if I want to thing. If anything, she stands out for being overdressed compared to people, but I'm still jealous. You gotta remember as well, she probably, if she's quite new, it's what it sounds to the job. At the beginning of a job, I always dress 10 times better than I do in the
Oh
middle of
yeah.
the job. Because you start with like, I don't know what the vibe is yet, so I'm gonna do my best. And then afterwards, it's like,
Hmm.
oh, this is the vibe, and then it goes downhill.
Yeah. Give her a year to get jaded, and then don't worry.
Yeah,
It'll be
exactly. Exactly. Um, but yeah, I was gonna say, so it's 5:17. Should we I don't partly think I want to do another sprint because we did a long one to start with.
we did some good work.
Yeah. Um, so I feel more like we can sort of slowly end things here,
Sure.
unless there's anything else. I only had these two questions planned in the banners, so I don't have any others to ask you guys. I can
No, this
actually
was
think.
good. I think the reflection was really nice because then I actually looked back at my list and was like, oh my God, I haven't journaled and this would be a great time to. And yeah, I think in general, I just in 2024 really want to be a well rounded person. And
Yeah.
in 2023, I put so much energy into my writing, which was great. I got a lot of stuff done, but it was like at the expense of everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt towards the end of the year last year, is November and even most of December, I felt like I was just like, I'm just gonna write. And I felt
Mhm.
so productive. I felt like I was like, oh my God, I've gone and done so much stuff and written so many words, but I couldn't do anything else. I was just
Yeah.
like, the rest has to take a step back. And January right now, I started thinking like, I'm going to continue, I'm going to get more words and everything. And then I was like, I don't want to in the
Yeah.
end. Like, I want
I
to
don't want
find,
to.
I want to refine myself in the other areas of my life, including reading, including a bit of journaling, including fashion, all of these aspects of my
Yeah.
life.
Even just that little act of like when we're going on the second sprint, I think 2023 me would have been like, all right, I finished chapter 4, chapter 5, let's go. And
Yeah.
this time I was like, you know what? I did a whole chapter. What else
Yeah.
do I want to do with my Sunday?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Exactly. And I feel like agree not agreeing, but like a sort of seeing the parts that you've done and looking back and be like, I've done this, and being like, nice, good job, you.
Nice.
Is like, that's healthy. And I want to be more of that person in 2024. I want to leave behind any sort of toxic productivity, and
Mhm.
I want to move forward with healthy productivity.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
Doing
said.
things, doing this for myself, basically. Um, Katie says, thank you for a good stream and chat. I love this so much. You're welcome and thank you for coming. This was super fun. Thanks for the stream. And thank you for the stream and have a lovely rest of your day, everyone. Thanks and bye. Thank you guys so much for coming. This was really fun.
Yeah,
And it felt like a nice little chat between friends, basically.
it did.
This is going to be a cold goodbye because I still don't have an outro. So be warned, people. 2024 me has not learned. So, shall we say goodbye? Is there
Yeah.
anything you need to plug or anything? Oh, yeah, you mentioned you have a video coming out soon. You have one that's
Yeah.
just come out. Anything else that I forgot?
I think that is it. We'll probably do another stream in February. Um,
Nice.
who knows what topics we will cover at that
Yes,
time.
I did set a resolution, and I'm going to keep to that, to do at least one live stream per month, whether
Mhm,
it's the two of us or solo if necessary. But I want to have at least one stream per month. So,
mhm.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm doing my solo stream on the last day of January as
Oh,
well.
nice.
So if
Is
anyone's
that
around,
31st? Is that what it
yeah,
is?
Wednesday the 31st at 7 Eastern. I'm trying to also get in the habit of doing a solo stream once a month. Always the last
Nice.
Wednesday of the month. So yeah,
Nice. Well, in that case, thank you guys for coming. Bye.
bye.